Hello, welcome to Gemstone Tarot. Microphone now working. Rarely will you see me with my hair up, but as we like to say in the UK when it's been not raining for at least 5 minutes and the sun has come out, it's not just hot today, it's hot hot. So I'm boiling. This room is boiling. The house is boiling. I had to go somewhere in the car. That was boiling. So this is how it is. Do you remember, was it yesterday? The days just are a blur at the moment. That we talked about Monolith of the Month. Very important at the moment, Monolith of the Month. Now, where is it? Here we are, Megalith of the Month, sorry. Callanish. And it was the stone circle. Well, Star Story of the Month reprises the theme of Callanish. Apologies to those of you where my pronunciation is terrible. There is a great deal of folklore attached to the stones at Callanish. They are sometimes known as Neferbrege, which translates as false men in Gaelic. Well, and the story goes that they were giants turned to stone by St. Ciaran for refusing to convert to Christianity. There have been periods in the island's history when associating with the stones was frowned upon by the church. There is a tale of a 19th century antiquarian who visited the island as a child and met an old man who remembered locals being banned by church ministers from visiting them. Can you imagine that now? The old man's parents had told him that before the ban, locals visited them openly, especially on May Day and at Midsummer, and that even during the banned times they continued to do so in secret because it would not do to neglect the stones. I love a stone, you know I do. I've got my Pick a Pebble reading out. I suppose they are stones. Have a look at that one. But it was such a joy to me. I love me a stone. And when the boy was little, and he'll kill me for telling you this, and he used to not like going to school at the little school. You know, when they first start school, I used to give him this little round pebble, which I called his worry stone, that he could keep in his pocket. And then if he felt like panicked in the class, whatever, he could just hold his little worry stone. There you go. There's probably a proper name for that, but I didn't know what it was back then. Anyway. The story suggests a long association of Callanish stones with this moment in the year, only broken by the church's intervention. The most famous of the tales still told of Callanish is an odd one. We love an odd one. We love an odd one. We're here for the odd ones. It's called the Shining One, that visits on Midsummer morning, walking down the main avenue, heralded by the call of the cuckoo. Is the Shining One the sun, or some kind of personification of summer? As we saw on page 136, hitherto, that's my little bit, Diodorus Siculus of Sicily wrote with regard to Pythias' journey to the stones that Apollo, the ancient Greek sun god, was said to visit them. We did read that. Intriguingly, Apollo has many names in Celtic languages, which among them are Granus, the radiant, Belenus, the brilliant, and perhaps the sun god is the shining one. And this is an ancient memory of the tales of his visitation. I love that! So we have the shining one today, and here I am with my hair tied up. Are we going to get any craft to do this month? I'm dying to give you some craft. Ooh, strawberry shortbreads though. Nice. Ooh, and in July we get to talk about Wimbledon. Can I just say that the boy is going to Wimbledon this year? Yes, he is. Men's quarterfinals. Yes, he is. Right. Okay. Using the Turbo Harrow or the Herbal Tarot today. Swing! What do we need to know? Friday. Getting that Friday feeling. I don't even know now that I'm like, you know, in the mid-years, what that Friday feeling would be. I remember what it used to be. It used to be very exciting, didn't it? Oh gosh. But now I think it's just like falling down from a peak of exhaustion. It's like, it's Friday. Yes. There used to be a programme actually called TGI Friday with Chris Evans, which was kind of like, you know, you could do that, watch TGI Friday, then go out. I know, I think now I can only do one thing at a time now. One thing at a time. Okay. Nice. Oh, I don't know what this stuff is. Remember that I am not giving any herbal advice with these cards. Don't go tucking into any herbs on my request, because there is none. This one, is it vervain? Six of Swords anyway. Very nice to see the Six of Swords, and such a pretty deck. I love this deck. It's so, I don't know. I don't even know why I love it, but it is. It's perfect. Lovely. Six of Swords is drifting, I suppose. Drifting away from the difficult and drifting, or at least wanting to drift or sail, you know, whichever, into new possibilities. But at the moment, much as we would like that, we've drifted straight into the Seven of Swords. That Seven of Swords, so this is wood betony, which I have no idea what that is, but it's probably something pretty grim, because I imagine if you were doing a tarot deck of herbs for the Seven of Swords, you're going to choose something a little bit edgy, to say the least. So, Seven of Swords. I don't particularly get what you can get with the Seven of Swords, which is a sort of watch out, you know, there's someone about, someone's sneaky beaky, Sly Fox type stuff. I don't really get that, but what I do get is the feeling that you need to keep something on the down low, and that's quite important. So especially if you're aiming for somewhere, if you're aiming to do a transition from one place to another, which can be anything, you're aiming for the window seat, you know, at work, you want the corner office, or you want a relationship with that person, or you want 50 quid, or whatever it is, you're aiming for this, you want that. Keep your eye on the prize, but don't talk about it. Keep it under wraps. Okay. Next one we get is Slippery Elm, which is something I have taken in the past actually, but I'm not advising you to take it. See how careful I'm being. Medicine Wheel, which is the Wheel of Fortune, which is very, very nice. Not quite sure why Slippery Elm, because it's like a sort of digestive aid, would be Wheel of Fortune. But I suppose because it's like Medicine Wheel, I still don't know, to be honest. But that's why I'm not a herbalist. Wheel of Fortune. So if the Seven of Swords goes into the Wheel of Fortune, and then next to it we have Winner Winner, Chicken Dinner or Vegan Alternative, the Six of Wands, that's nice. Hawthorn. If you look at these cards together, on my look at my wonky table. See, I should have rehearsed that, shouldn't I? Lack of rehearsal, that could be my eternal school report. So ignore that we can't quite see the Six of Swords at the moment. In fact, what I can do is plonk the Six of Swords. Just, oops. See, it's all going wrong now, isn't it? Kind of plonk the Six of... You get the drift. This little run here, keeping something to yourself, contributes to luck, contributes to success. Then we have aconite, which we have in brackets here, poisonous herb. Okay, just in case we didn't know that. The Knight of Wands, which is a very sort of hearty and zesty knight. So if you think of the Knight of Wands as proceeding through impulse, through passion. Your time will come when you can do that. But for now, keep it zipped, okay? In whichever way that applies to you, mentally, physically or verbally. And then we have the High Priest, which is sage. And the reason that it's sage is because of that sort of double meaning of, you know, that's very sage advice. So when we get the High Priest, just know that there's something here about knowing. And I suppose succeeding, but not necessarily in the traditional sense of succeeding. It's like getting somewhere, but doing it sort of on the down low. That's the biggest takeaway from this reading. Don't blab the farm, keep it zipped. The time for more reckless kind of woohoo, let's go, will come. But for now, you're on the down low, but you are getting there. Okay, leave me a comment. Check out the Pecker Pebble, the Pecker Picker Piter Peeper. See, this is why I can never do that sort of thing. Check out my Peck. Oh my God, I can't even do it. Check out the Pick a Pebble reading, which is below in the description box. I'm going to go and have a lie down. Evidently, the shining one hath got to me. See you tomorrow. Namaste.